Now that every NHL team's reverse retro jerseys have been revealed, I wanted to do a quick video just giving my thoughts on them and ranking them. Here are the 5 tiers. From top to bottom, it's fire, really good, it's cool, meh, and trash. Also, I don't really care about the historical context behind each jersey. This is solely based on how they all look. Starting in the trash tier, there's only one team, and that is the Red Wings. It's just really boring, and on top of that, you can't really call it original because Chicago's looks basically the same as this one. Also, you couldn't put the Red Wings logo anywhere on the jersey, not even on the shoulders. It's not great. It's the only one that I have in the trash tier. Starting with the meh tier, we have the Chicago Blackhawks. It is slightly better looking than Detroit's is. The white stripes makes it pop more, and I like that they have the logo on the shoulder, but compared to the other teams, this one is still pretty weak. The next team in this tier is the Colorado Avalanche. It looks like the flag of Colorado, and while I do like the flag, it doesn't really make for a great jersey. I also really want them to use the Yeti foot logo for a jersey. Next up is the New York Islanders. I like the fisherman logo, but outside of that, the jersey's pretty bland. I also like the lighthouse logo and wish they incorporated it somehow into the jersey. One thing I can give this jersey is that the orange NHL logo doesn't seem out of place and kind of fits. The Leafs jersey, on the other hand, ignoring the eyesore that is the orange NHL logo, this is just a regular Leafs jersey. I don't really see anything special about this jersey. They could start wearing these in their next game and I probably won't even notice it, until I notice the orange NHL logo on it, which just looks so out of place. The final team in this tier is the Vancouver Canucks. The colors to me look pretty bland, and the orange NHL logo sticks out like a sore thumb. The Johnny Canuck logo is also already being used by their AHL team. Also, having the number on like the top shoulder of the jersey just looks weird. And for the players that are going to have a letter on their jersey, the front is just going to look way too crowded. Moving up to the next tier, we're starting with the Carolina Hurricanes. This doesn't even look like a retro jersey. It's like with Toronto's, Carolina can start wearing this tomorrow and I would not notice a difference. That being said, I still think they look pretty cool, but this could easily be a jersey that they keep and wear for the foreseeable future. Next team is Columbus. To start, the orange NHL logo looks out of place, which is something a lot of the jerseys have to deal with, even some of the ones in the upper tiers. I do really like the color scheme of this jersey, but there isn't really much going on. I would have liked if they incorporated more red into the jersey. Next up is the Calgary Flames. I actually really like the way this jersey looks, but the stripes are what's holding it back for me. It didn't look good in the 90s and it still doesn't look good now, which is a shame because I really like the way the rest of the jersey looks. The white logo on the black jersey with the red on the shoulders, it looks really good, but the stripes just hold it back. Next up is the Oilers. Color scheme wise, it looks very similar to the Islanders, but they also added some white to this one, which makes it look better to me. Also, I don't know why, but I'm not a real big fan of this logo, but it is still a pretty cool looking jersey, and the NHL logo works with it as well. The Ottawa Senators reverse retro looks pretty similar to the jersey that they already wear, and while it is a really cool looking jersey, it is kind of a letdown that it basically looks the same. But I do like the way it looks, which is all that really matters for this list, so it stays in this tier. The final team in this tier is the Seattle Kraken. They probably should have done something with the Seattle Metropolitan design, and I wouldn't have minded seeing some more red to match the eye in the Kraken logo, but it still looks alright, even if it does look like just a regular jersey that they could wear throughout the season. Moving on to the second highest tier, starting off we have the Anaheim Ducks. I like the Mighty Ducks logo with the modern day color scheme. I like the way the stripes are at the bottom and it's just a really slick design. And the orange NHL logo doesn't look out of place at all. Next up is the Arizona Coyotes. It is basically their first reverse retro, but in orange instead of purple. And while I do like the purple ones more, this one is still really good. And I really like the design at the bottom with the cacti and just the desert landscape. It's a really nice design and I think it looks great. Next up is the Boston Bruins. I don't know what it is, but every time I see this bear logo, it just makes me smile. I really like it. I think this bear logo looks a lot better in white than it does in yellow, and I find the design of the stripes at the bottom to be pretty interesting as well. Next up is the Buffalo Sabres. This logo from the mid-90s to the mid-2000s in the modern day colors looks really nice. I feel like I'd like it a lot more if the entire jersey was blue instead of white, but that's just me personally. Still a really cool logo and a really cool jersey. Next is the LA Kings. The purple and gold looked good back in the day, it looked good back on their first reverse retros, and it still looks good now. And having the jersey be mostly white makes the purple and gold pop even more. If it wasn't for the orange NHL logo, this would easily be in the top tier, but for me it's just a little too distracting. Next is the Minnesota Wild. Again, orange NHL logo, doesn't look great. But apart from that, I really like this jersey. I think the North Star's color scheme works really well with the Wild logo. It is a little more on the simple side, but it's still effective. Next is the Montreal Canadiens. I don't really have anything bad to say about this jersey. The powdered blue looks incredible. If they just added some red to the stripes, this would easily be in the top tier. Next up is the Nashville Predators. If this jersey was navy blue instead of yellow, this would easily be in the top tier. But the yellow still looks really nice, and I really like the 3D saber-tooth tiger logo. Next is the Flyers. I really like this jersey, even if it is pretty simple. The orange on the sleeves really pop out, and it's just an overall clean design. And the orange NHL logo fits nicely. The Flyers logo has been the same since forever, and as far as I know, there weren't many variations of their jerseys that they could work with. But even with that, they absolutely nailed it. Next is the Sharks. The only thing I want to say about this jersey is that I wish they had the Sharks logo with the Golden Seals color scheme. I think that would have looked a bit better, but despite that, this jersey still looks really good. Next up is the St. Louis Blues. Not much to say, I just really like the yellow and blue color scheme, especially with a bit of white in the stripes. But like with a lot of the other jerseys, NHL logo, complete eyesore. Rounding out this tier is the Washington Capitals. I really like this eagle logo from the 90s and early 2000s. I will say, having a black eagle on a black jersey does kind of look off, but other than that, I think the jersey is still pretty good. The blue, gold, and white stripes also really stand out. And now we are moving on to the top tier, what I consider to be the best reverse retro jerseys. And to start off, we have the Florida Panthers, who I think have the best reverse retros of any team this year. The yellow palm tree logo looks incredible on the powder blue jersey, and the red, yellow, dark blue stripes really help to complement the jersey design. This one is easily my favorite out of all the jerseys. I think it's perfect. Next is the New Jersey Devils. While it is a simple design, I really like the way this looks. I really like the blue outline on the Devils logo, and on a white jersey the logo pops out even more, as do the stripes. Again, it is a very basic design, but it just works so well for me. Next team is the Dallas Stars. I really like how the Stars logo in the middle has like a crystallized look to it. I don't know why, but it reminds me of the Emerald Star from Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door. And the green sleeves on the black jersey with white stripes just all looks really good. Next is the New York Rangers. Having the Liberty logo on the modern day bright blue jersey just makes sense. And with the red at the end of the sleeves and the white and black stripes, while it is simple, it's really effective. Next is the Pittsburgh Penguins. You can't ever go wrong with the Robo Penguin. And putting it on a more modern looking jersey and getting rid of the gradient stripe thing just makes it that much better. Not much else to say, it's incredible. Next is the Tampa Bay Lightning. This one is also one of my top favorites. You have the yellow lightning bolts on the sleeves. Having the ocean waves where stripes would normally be, I think is incredible. Paired with the stormy raindrops on the front of the jersey, the Lightning absolutely nailed it. Next is the Vegas Golden Knights. Now normally I had this jersey in the tier below, but it gets put up because it glows in the dark. I really like the font on the jersey, and the overall black and gold aesthetic works really well, but it being glow in the dark is what brings it up to the top tier for me. And last but not least, we have the Winnipeg Jets. I like the throwback to the original Jets franchise and adapting it to the modern day color scheme with the dark and light blue. And on a white jersey, it just pops that much more. And while it is simple, I personally think it's incredible. And here's the final tier list. Again, all of this is just based on how I personally think they all look. Let me know what you think about these jerseys. If you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing, and thank you for watching.